Hey guys, Dr. Ashley here. So today we're talking about secular jobs. Why do you think that Christians should work secular jobs? Wouldn't it make more sense if God called everybody to full time ministry, right? Isn't the purpose of the church and of the world to get everybody saved? So let's talk a little bit more about it. If you don't know me, I'm Dr. Ashley. I'm a general pediatrician, and I love thinking about marketplace ministry, basically, how we treat our job as our God given mission. I did quite a bit of studying with this. Went to the school of ministry and studied with a local pastor. So we're going to give like the very biblical version of the story today. But first, I wanted to share a story from college. Basically, I was in a mentoring group and we were throwing a party for some of the high school kids that we were seeing. We did dinner and afterwards we're trying to clean up. So I was about to wash the dishes, and one of the girls that was with us said, "Oh, no, wait, don't do that. I was just in Africa and I learned a special way to wash dishes. Basically, it uses less water, it's better for the environment. Let me wash the dishes." And so I'm standing with a bunch of other people and I don't think much of it. I wasn't excited about washing the dishes. I was just trying to help. So that's fine. You do it. That's good. So I just go and hang out with the rest of the other teachers that are there. And she kind of turns her back to us and starts cleaning the dishes. And at the time, I didn't really think much of it, but I have thought of this 100 times since then. Because it's one thing to say, hey, for this particular pot and this particular set of dishes, we're going to wash them with less and use less water. But somebody taught her how to do it properly, how to do it and use less water. But she did not teach us. So there was four of us standing there. So what if she had used that opportunity to teach all four of us? And then the next time we were somewhere washing dishes, all four of us had taught just one person. And then the next time they were washing dishes. You see where I'm going with this? So you don't change the world just by having an idea and keeping it to yourself. You change the world by adding in everyone. By adding in hundreds, that's when you're really going to impact how much water is actually used. And I think that's a really good idea and a really good way to think about redemption and the redemption mandate. So this the redemption mandate is the pattern of the Bible. And I learned this in residency back when I was really starting to struggle with whether I wanted to stay in medicine or whether I thought I should leave. Some were at the height of me getting back into work and really just struggling to kind of keep up. Anyway, so we talked yesterday about the creation mandate. So basically, God gives this plan to Adam. He says, go and explore and cultivate, multiply, expand to the rest of the world. And so they start to do that, but then he and Eve sin, right? So what happens is work basically gets cursed because of what Adam does. So thorns and thistles grow, and every job that we have, every problem that we try to do with our relationships with the earth, with God, basically everything is broken. So God redeems a part of this. He comes in, he sacrifices an animal, and he redeems the relationship with him. But the thing is, he does not fix the relationship with us and the world. So the world is frustrated, but it's not destroyed. And God never says that the world is evil or anything like that. And that plan that he gave Adam is not thrown out entirely. But when we move forward as humans, we kind of only do part of the plan. So God gives the plan again. So he gives it to Abraham. In Genesis 12 through 22, we see him give these specific ideas to Abraham. He wanted him to preserve knowledge. He wanted him to provide he was going to be provided with blessings, and then he needed to provide those blessings for others. And then God gives him the big promise of a son who's not going to be his only heir, even though that in and of itself is impossible. But he's going to be the first of many, many heirs, and there's one day going to be a nation of Israel. Of course, there's some problems with this. Abraham does sin. Some weird things happen with genealogy because of that. And essentially, the promises come a little bit slower. So instead of Israel immediately getting its own multitudinous group nation that has all these people. The next part of the story, the next big part of the story, we find that Israel is enslaved. Israel is down in Egypt. There's millions of them, but they're literally being held captive by Egypt. And so they, at this point, don't just need forgiveness from their sins. They need help on multiple levels. They need help getting free from the political rule that they've got going on. They need help getting free from a mind of living in slavery for hundreds of years. They need healing for their bodies, for their souls still as well. And so they don't just need God to come in and redeem their sin. They need God to come in and change their lives. And what we see God do with Exodus is what's so cool is God does come in and change their lives. You see him make changes politically, practically, mentally, in terms of their religious order, in terms of their healing. He just changes every single aspect of their life. And then over time, they're able to enter the land of Israel. And God reiterates these same ideas. He reiterates this plan of cultivating things, of cleansing the land, of having peace, of having teaching others what God has taught them, and being a prosperous nation that does well. But of course, Israel does not follow all the plans and all the laws, and so they get their land taken away. But even after that, the prophets keep coming back and saying, look, God is going to return, and you're going to be returned to your land. You're going to be returned to the original plan. You're going to have a place of peace, a place of prosperity, and a place to be able to share that with the rest of the world. And they expect that this is going to happen with the coming of the Messiah. So then Jesus comes, and we see him get to live things out in a way that really no one else has. He also does this complete life rewriting. He's healing people's bodies. He's healing their minds. He's freeing them from demonic oppression. He's completely rewriting the way that we think about religion, the way we think about relationships with each other, the way we think about relationships with God. He literally changes every aspect of people's lives. But he does not do the thing with Israel getting their land back and bringing ultimate peace and prosperity to the Christians, to the Jews. So he actually when he leaves, basically evil is still in charge. And what Jesus does is basically leaves this plan to the church. He says, go into all the world, teach them all the things that I have showed you, right? So we're supposed to teach not only evangelism, not only who Jesus was, but also this plan of redemption that's been echoing in the Bible over and over again. God's goal is redemption of the earth. Way back in the Genesis, he had this plan, this perfect plan of giving us the ability to be in charge of the world, and then being able to walk it out with us, that we would be able to cultivate and develop and reimagine things that he had created. And God's goal is for us to get back there. Now, we see him redeem certain parts of our lives, but this is what our goal is in the workplace. Whatever it is that your job is, your goal should be redeeming that aspect, that relationship that's been broken, that aspect of interacting with the world that's been broken, that aspect of interacting with other people that's been marred because of sin and because of death. And the idea would be that we would be able, as Christians, would be able to go and inject life and love and prosperity and hope into a world that has been dying and proud and angry and lost for far too long. So yes, we need the pastors. We need them to encourage us and to give us the ability to go. We need them to help us heal. We need them to help us understand who God is even better. But we also need those in the workplace to go and do the work, to do the actual planning, to do the actual spreadsheets, to do the actual vision making, and to redeem the world back to the plan of creation. So, do you believe that about your job, about your calling? What would it look like if you thought about your job as the opportunity to redeem the world? What would that look like in your particular context? If you're looking for ways to kind of connect more with other people who are interested in this and really just get a deeper understanding of God's plan of redemption and God's ability to change the world, if you want to go to my bio, you can click on how to make a vision statement, and I'll add you to the list and send you the PDF, and we'll keep talking. I will see you tomorrow, and we'll talk more about how this looks practically in our lives. Have a good one. Bye.